Olá, bem-vindos à Igreja no Mundo, o programa da Fundação AIS, a ajuda à Igreja que sofre. Sou Paulo Aide e hoje vamos ver um filme sobre o Iraque. O filme chama-se Êxodo e retrata de uma forma brilhante aquilo que foi o êxodo dos cristãos na planície de Nínive em 2014, quando esta região foi atacada e foi conquistada pelos jihadistas do Estado Islâmico. Não houve ninguém para defender os cristãos, eles foram obrigados a fugir e só a Igreja é que os sustentou até agora. Vamos ver esse filme.
ISIS fighters have been sweeping through the north of Iraq, driving minority Christians from their homes. The slaughter is spreading. The Iraqi government is battling ISIS with limited success.
ISIS released a new video today claiming to show the mass execution of Christians.
We Christians have been in this land since the 1st century. We still speak Aramaic, the language of Jesus. In 1932, Iraq was formally proclaimed an independent country with a newfound wealth, oil. The revolutions came, then the military coups, the fratricide, and oppression. And finally, Saddam Hussein's dictatorship. Christians have lived under a threat since the 7th century, but after the US-led invasion in 2003, things turned for the worse. This is our story, and I could be just any of the Iraqi Christians from the Nineveh plains. ISIS gave us an ultimatum. Either you convert, or you leave, or we kill you. So we left. We were thrown into a great number of refugee camps all over the country. We slept in tents, sometimes so close to our houses that we could almost see them. We thought we would go back soon, but months passed, and ISIS still didn't let us return.
لا يعني خادم البيت. تقريبا قبل ما يجون هذول داعش.
Karakosh.
Karakosh نعم.
Yeah, I was in Karakosh in my house before the ISIS came.
كانوا قاعدين بالبيت يعمل جماعة مجرمين قاعدين البيت.
من هم؟
هم جماعة داعش.
Before they sent us by trucks to the Erbil border, they pit us, and they used the cables. They got a long beard.
يعني اعتبروا مسكون بيتين.
وإذا صرتوا إسلام لما حتى.
إسلام نعوفكم.
And they say this is the last warning to you. If we see you again here, you will be killed. Or if you convert to Muslim, you can stay.
Even under such circumstances, we tried to get on with our everyday lives. Even though there were no schools, we kept our children studying. But winter was approaching, and the lack of heaters, blankets, and electricity made it impossible for us to stay in the tents. We had to move. We became refugees in our own country, wandering across the Nineveh plains, from one camp to another. Sometimes, we were just 50 kilometers away from our homes, but still, we couldn't go there. We found ourselves homeless, with no jobs, no money, nothing of our own. The Iraqi government did not help us. Families were left alone. We could never be sure if the next day we would have food or a place to stay. Only the church stood by us all this time. We knew we could always find help there. People from all around the world sent us food, medicine, and blankets. But most of all, they gave us strength with their prayers.
Everything is difficult because of the urgency, because you have to do it from one day to the other. The people came, you have to give food to them in the next day. You cannot say, okay, come back in 2 weeks, I'm going to give you food. No. Difficult part is to find a future for them. They don't have houses. They don't know when if they could come back to their towns or not. They don't know if it's happened, if it's going to be problems with the Muslim neighbors. So this is the real problem. This is to think a future of Iraq.
With the help of the church, with the help of the very good families, Iraqi families, Muslims and Christians, we are able to bring some help to these families, like food and other things and other stuff that they need. Most of the stress that the families are having is because of the kids. They are energy, they need to play. By the help of the church, now we are building a kindergarten. So we can help the mother or help the family to lift some stress of the kids.
Children are the future of Iraq, so protecting and securing a normal childhood is one of the main challenges for us. They are our hope. They will rebuild this country and continue the story of Christianity in these lands.
أني أريد أصلي وأقول لله نشكرك لأنه سترتنا وحفظتنا. للي يبحثون عن الحق للأشرار على مود وخاصة الداعش على مود يعني يصير أكو محبة بقلوبهم. ما أعرف، يمكن مرتلة، يمكن ملحنة، يمكن ماسير، يمكن دكتورة. بس دكتورة وماسير يعني دكتورة ماسير يعني ماسير ودكتورة.
Our children couldn't continue their studies because we were constantly moving from one place to another. They missed learning and playing with their friends. They hoped and prayed they would see them again. We all prayed and kept our faith. We never denied the cross. Some of us have the cross tattooed so that nobody, not even ISIS, when they capture us, has any doubt about who we follow and to whom we are faithful. Our prayers were heard, and our villages were about to be liberated, but not yet. New problems and challenges were ahead of us.
المجد للآب والابن والروح القدس يسوع يا مريم القديسة يا والدة الله.
Most of the people who are coming here, usually coming each and every day, 99% of these people are not coming because they are real sick, but they are mentally depressed. Sometimes they'll tell you, I don't know, it's my head, it's my shoulder, it's my back pain, it's my sugar, it's my blood pressure. They are really depressed.
Depression became our new enemy. We managed to save our lives, maybe even not to get injured, but a lot of us couldn't stand the waiting anymore, and so became mentally ill, which in turn led to chronic diseases, sometimes even cancer.
75% of my patients here, I see them, they are complaining of some psychological problem because they leave their house, leave their land, and come here. They are without work. They are without any supply of daily or monthly income. She's complaining of muscle pain and neck pain. If you look to her face, you will look that she is depressed. She is in anxiety.
She said that this is Jesus' happiness, which gives us this strength and this power. Our faith is something unbelievable. This is the life. We should look forward, not to turn our head and look what we lost.
Iraq's second largest city is now liberated from ISIL occupation.
Mosul has been liberated, another monumental victory for the Iraqi forces.
Mosul's liberation comes at a price.
We were ready to go back to our homes. But then, we were told that they were destroyed and that we still have to wait. So we were waiting in our temporary houses in Erbil, trying to lead normal lives. But it was like living on hold. We were pretending that everything was fine, but our hearts were aching. Waiting was getting harder. We were living in comfortable flats, so we couldn't complain. But they were not our real homes. Those were so close, yet so far. Each day, we were hoping to hear the signal to return. But it seemed like it would never come.
This is our towns for the Christian. When ISIS came to Mosul and took Mosul, then he came and took the Christian towns.
I have a store in my house. Keep it the medicine of the animals. They burn all the store. This is the sitting room. I can't, nothing to say.
Those whose houses were only robbed were lucky. Others had nowhere to go back to, their houses plundered, burned, and destroyed. That loss deprived us of our memories and our identity. Coming back was a mix of happiness and great sorrow because we had been cut off from our heritage.
You see the damages, the fully damaged of this house. Half of this house was cut off by a rocket. A rocket hitting here and destroyed 3 houses. And we have a partial damage, another house from that branch, if you want to see him. And you see this house in the first enter of ISIS in 2014, August. They burned this house by a chemical material, you know, his name is C4, you know that. You can enter the house. But take care, don't touch anything. Because this region it was eaten by a rocket, you don't know. And the ice is doing many things here before when they enter this region. The migration is not a solution for us. We should stay here and defend to my country. It is my country.
We decided to take up one more struggle by going back to the places where we were born to rebuild our lives.
My only happiness is to do my best to rebuilding Batnaya. When we had to immigrate and leave our homes, it was very difficult for us. But now, when we came back, it became even more difficult because everything is destroyed. All houses, schools, churches, shops, all was destroyed. Nothing of infrastructure was left. Here in Batnaya, we have very, very fertile land, approximately 17,000 square kilometers. Here we had a lot of prosperous farms before the war. The cultivation of land was our main source of income. We were rich. Now we want to restore agriculture in this land. We must clean the fields. But ISIS left so many surprises here, such as mines. They may be all around, but we don't know exactly where. Without professional help, it is very difficult for us to do anything. We are scared.
We were displaced from here. When we came back to our home, we found nothing here. All household goods, all furniture were stolen.
ISIS destroyed Christian houses as a message to leave. But we stay because we are more stronger than their plan.
We are Christians, and all our hopes to come back and start a new life and rebuild this village, and we will not leave it until we die in it.
There is nothing sweeter than going back to our village, to our friends and family, and staying in our lands. And no one can take that from us.
In our life, sometimes we are so busy in small things and stupid things, and we are missing the big point of life. We were created by God to live a while on this earth and to earn heaven forever and be happy forever.
E assim, com este filme que atesta bem a vida difícil e dolorosa dos cristãos na Planície de Nínive e o trabalho essencial desenvolvido por instituições como a Fundação AIS, com a Igreja em seu apoio, chegamos ao fim de mais um programa. Despeço com amizade. Até a próxima semana. Até ao próximo Igreja no Mundo, se Deus quiser.